Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today I'll be reviewing Groupers. Homophobia is so totally gay. Written and directed by Anderson Cowan, starring Nicole Dambro, Peter Mayer-Klepchick, Cameron Duckett, and Jesse Puddles. This movie's about a grad student who kidnaps two homophobic high school bullies to use as her subjects in an experiment performed at the bottom of an empty swimming pool. The experiment is basically to prove that you are born gay and it's not a choice. They do this by having the two bullies stick their dicks into a Chinese finger trap, which will only come loose if they both get erect. This is actually a recommendation from Tipsy vs. Everything over on Patreon, longtime supporter of the channel, and a good friend. He's my mod on Twitch, and he's been recommending this for some time. It finally got chosen, and then I go and look it up, and it's a damn comedy drama, not a horror movie. Maybe horror adjacent, but it's pushing it. Let's get into the likes. It's pretty evident that this is an indie movie, but I think the production value was pretty well done. The shot types and the framing of the shots was solid because we primarily have two guys looking at each other, Brad and Dylan, whose dicks are in the trap, and then Meg, who put this whole thing together. As they're speaking with each other back and forth, both the guys and maybe one of the guys and the girl, and then the girl with both guys, and I think they did an excellent job with that. I do like the idea behind the experiment, and I think the story is pretty solid for what it is, but the statement that they're making is pretty straightforward, and I think it's really well done because it basically proves that you are born gay and you don't choose this. Like, you can't just force yourself to be gay if you're not gay.
Just get hard with me and she'll let us go and no one will ever know.
I'm not gay, you fuck.
Neither am I, I'm just going along.
And I think they did a great job kind of like showcasing that. I also think that Nicole Dambro did an excellent job. She's bitchy, but she's smart at the same time. She's trying to get revenge because these guys were bullies to her brother who's gay, and that's what brought this whole thing on, as well as to help with her thesis. Unfortunately, the fact that this is primarily a one-location movie didn't really work for me because in one-location movies, you need strong characters and you need strong acting from them. I unfortunately absolutely hated Dylan.
I'm gonna read some brief and blatantly painful excerpts from Warren's journal.
Who the fuck keeps a journal?
I mean, obviously you're supposed to hate the bullies, but I mean, his acting was really stiff and weird. The character was just super awkward, just playing like this lackey, the head bully Brad, and he was played too dumb that I didn't really care about him or Brad.
What? Tell who what?
If you don't tell him, I'm gonna tell him.
Okay, I'll tell him. I always get bonus when I'm nervous.
And I didn't think that they were funny. I didn't think they were funny at all.
I've got a big dick? Is she saying I got a big dick?
And I was just like face palming nearly the entire time because it was so cringy. I really didn't like any of the comedy whatsoever. They've got this one guy on a tricycle who's got an eye patch and a glass eye, and he doesn't talk, and he just rides around, and he's like a pretty big part of this movie, and it's just super awkward. Then we have our potentially like racist bigot guys that come by. I don't recall if they actually stated that they were like neo-Nazis or anything, but I mean, the red shoelaces suggested so. And these guys just didn't seem fit for their roles either. Like, everybody just seemed out of their element.
I mean, can you imagine that? A gay dude walking around thinking he's in charge of this fucked up situation?
Like to hear you talk that way when he's around.
Hey, shut the fuck up, Frank. Hey, why don't you be fucking useful? Bring me some more fucking drugs, or better yet, fix this fucking spigot.
Like, I didn't enjoy any of the characters other than Meg and potentially Durant, who shows up closer to later on in the movie. I also couldn't stand Oren, the gay brother to Meg. Every time he talked, it was super frustrating because you're supposed to be on his side, right? Like, if you're torturing two guys and trying to force them not to be bullies, then you have to like the other people that are doing that. And that's Meg and Oren. But eventually, you just don't like anybody. Meg kind of disappears for quite a bit of the movie, and then you're left with 5 or 6 very obnoxious characters all in one situation, and you just don't like anything that you're hearing or seeing. So none of it was really enjoyable. Another aspect that I thought was weird is they kept using like this timeline rewind to show different aspects of the movie, but they were completely unnecessary. For example, Oren decides to walk out of the house and then he gets hit with something, but like it rewinds time to show you who went and hit him, which didn't need to happen at all because it didn't need to be like these two parallel timelines, I guess. guess. Like, there's what's happening in the pool versus what's happening in the house. So when somebody looks outside, they see something that the audience doesn't see, and then it rewinds time, and then we go back to the pool and then see somebody looking out the window. Like, it just didn't need to exist, and it just padded this movie for an unreasonable amount of time. This is a concept that seemed like it would be a pretty good, like, 7 to 10 minute short movie that was stretched out, just added all this bullshit filler, threw in some obnoxious characters, and dragged it out for almost 2 hours. It's an hour and 49 minutes. And if you remove like the parallel timelines, you could easily trim off half an hour. And I absolutely hated the pacing because of it. Aside from the premise and Nicole Dambro, I really didn't like this movie at all. Dylan's character specifically just like completely destroyed it before it even had momentum for me. The comedy just didn't work, and it was just like an agonizing 2-hour watch. This was one of the last movies that was recommended to me from like a director or like a PR company, and the cover looks really cool. That mask doesn't exist in the movie. Like, sure, there's a gas mask right at the beginning when she abducts these guys, but it's far from horror adjacent, that's for sure. Even if I wasn't doing a review for a horror movie channel, I wouldn't have liked this just watching it as a comedy or a drama either. Like, I just didn't like this movie, so I'm not gonna beat it into the ground more than I already have. I'm giving this 1 glass eye out of 5. As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, links are in the description. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything Bloodbath and beyond.